Are you thinking about buying a house in 2025 but aren't sure if it's the right time? With home prices continuing to rise, interest rates constantly shifting, and an economy that's still adapting after years of instability, it's completely normal to feel confused or even hesitant about making such a big decision. That's why in this video, I'm going to explain clearly and simply whether it's truly worth buying a house this year in the United States. We're going to look at how the real estate market is behaving right now, what's happening with mortgage loans, how the housing supply is looking, and what real estate experts and economists are predicting for the near future. So whether you're ready to take that big step, or you just want to make a smarter, more informed financial decision, make sure to stick around until the end. I promise to break it all down in a straightforward, honest way, without making it confusing or overwhelming. As we begin 2025, the U.S. housing market continues to stay active, though we're no longer experiencing the same intense frenzy seen during the pandemic when properties were selling in just a few hours, often at tens of thousands of dollars over asking price, and sometimes even without buyers stepping foot inside. Still, one reality hasn't changed. Home prices remain high, especially in large and historically expensive cities like New York, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, where the average cost of a home easily exceeds $1 million. For many buyers, especially first-time homeowners, these areas are simply out of reach. However, other cities have emerged as more affordable and attractive options in recent years. Places like Dallas, Houston, Tampa, Orlando, and Raleigh in North Carolina have become hotspots thanks to their relatively lower costs, expanding job markets, and overall quality of life. Interestingly, we're starting to see early signs of price corrections in some regions, particularly in cities where demand has cooled off a bit. This doesn't mean a housing crash is coming, but rather a natural rebalancing of the market, which could actually benefit buyers who have been patiently waiting on the sidelines. Let's talk about mortgage rates, a major factor in whether or not it makes sense to buy right now. Mortgage rates are essentially the cost of borrowing money to buy a home, and they've had a huge impact on the market over the past few years. Between 2022 and 2023, mortgage rates rose sharply as the Federal Reserve increased interest rates to fight inflation. That shift caused many potential buyers to pause their plans, since higher rates meant significantly larger monthly payments. But in 2025, we're seeing a bit of a different picture. Mortgage rates have stabilized somewhat, and many experts believe we've reached, or are close to reaching, the peak. As of today, a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, the most common type, typically ranges between 6% and 6.5%, depending on your credit score, financial history, and the lender you choose. To give you some context, if you take out a $300,000 loan, your monthly payment could land somewhere between $1,800 and $2,200 before adding taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Now, while these aren't the record low rates we saw during 2020 and 2021, they also aren't the worst we've seen in recent history. And here's the good news. The Federal Reserve has suggested that rates could remain steady or even dip slightly if inflation continues to decline. If that happens, more buyers might re-enter the market, which would increase competition. So if you come across a good deal now, acting sooner rather than later could be a smart financial move. Most economists and real estate experts agree that 2025 is shaping up to be a transitional year. We're not expecting a massive drop in home prices, but we're also not anticipating another wave of skyrocketing increases. What we're likely to see instead is a gradual adjustment, a slow return to a more balanced market where buyers and sellers are on more even footing. Even so, one of the biggest challenges still impacting the U.S. housing market in 2025 is the persistent lack of inventory. In simple terms, there just aren't enough homes available for sale to meet the demand from buyers. Although construction companies across the country are working hard to build new housing developments, the pace of new construction still isn't fast enough to keep up with a growing number of people looking to purchase a home, especially in high-growth areas where population and job opportunities are booming. This ongoing shortage has created a highly competitive environment in many regions. So if you're thinking about buying in a city like Austin, Denver, Nashville, or in parts of Florida and California, be prepared. You're likely to face some stiff competition. In these markets, it's not unusual for the most desirable properties to sell within days, often attracting multiple offers and even going for more than the asking price. That means buyers have to be quick, prepared, and strategic. But don't get discouraged just yet. It's not all bad news. While new construction struggles to keep up, the pre-owned housing market, also known as the resale or existing home market, presents some interesting opportunities. Some current homeowners, especially those who bought during the low interest rate era and now want to move, are becoming more flexible when it comes to negotiations. That means that in some cases, sellers are open to lowering their asking price, covering some of the closing costs, or even offering to make necessary repairs to make the home more attractive. If you're paying attention and know how to move strategically, these are the kinds of deals you might be able to take advantage of. Now let's get to the big question. Is it actually worth buying a home in 2025? Well, the truth is there's no one-size-fits-all answer. It really depends on your personal situation, your finances, and your long-term goals. Real estate is not just a market, it's a life decision. If you're in a solid financial position, meaning you have a steady income, low or manageable debt, you've saved up enough for a decent down payment, and you found a home you can realistically afford without stretching yourself too thin, then yes, 2025 could be a great time to buy. Especially if you plan to live in the home for several years, ideally at least 5 to 10. That's important because home prices can fluctuate in the short term, but over time, real estate tends to appreciate. Staying put gives you a better chance to ride out any market bumps and potentially build equity. However, if you're waiting for a big crash in home prices, hoping everything suddenly becomes more affordable, it's important to know that experts don't expect that to happen anytime soon. Yes, prices in some areas may dip slightly or level off, but a dramatic drop across the board isn't likely unless the country experiences a major economic crisis, and that's something no one can predict with certainty. Also, if you're thinking about buying just because you feel pressured, whether it's family, friends, or social media making you feel like you're behind if you're not a homeowner yet, take a step back. That's not a good reason to rush into one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. If you're not quite ready, that's perfectly okay. Keep saving, learning, and preparing. When the right moment comes, you'll be in a much better position to make a decision that's truly right for you. Now, if you are seriously considering buying in 2025, here are 4 essential tips that can help you navigate the process more confidently. Get pre-approved for a mortgage. Before you fall in love with a house, talk to a bank or mortgage lender and get pre-approved. This step will show you how much you can realistically borrow, which will help you focus your search and avoid wasting time looking at homes outside your budget. Compare different mortgage options. Don't settle for the first loan offer you receive. Interest rates and loan terms can vary a lot between banks, credit unions, and lenders. Even a 0.5% difference in your rate can translate to thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. Remember the hidden costs. Owning a home involves more than just making your mortgage payment. You'll also need to budget for property taxes, homeowners insurance, maintenance and repairs, utilities, and sometimes even HOA fees. Make sure you factor all of this into your financial planning. Work with a trusted real estate agent. A knowledgeable and reliable real estate agent is more than just a person who opens doors. They can help you understand the market, avoid common pitfalls, and negotiate smartly on your behalf. Choose someone who listens to your needs and puts your best interests first. So, in conclusion, buying a home in 2025 can be a smart move, but only if you go into it with a clear understanding of your finances, your goals, and the current market. The perfect time to buy may never exist, but you can create a smart opportunity by being prepared, doing your research, and making decisions based on your situation, not just what the headlines or other people say. And if this video helped you understand the housing market a little better, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Here you'll find more videos with financial advice, money-saving tips, and everything you need to make informed decisions that benefit your future.